God bless you, everyone. Well, welcome to my channel, Transformed with Joshua Armstrong. I am Joshua Armstrong, and today we're gonna be talking about faith, and faith is now. Why? Because when you understand about faith and you learn how to apply faith, it will transform your life. Over the years, I use faith to change my reality, and you can do the same thing too. So for the next couple of episodes, we'll be talking about what is faith, what it's all about, and how other people did things by faith. So today we're going to talk about we're going to talk about how faith is now. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 11 says that now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I want to focus first on those opening words. Noun faith. So I'm gonna repeat, noun faith. If you're watching in online, put in the chat box noun faith. Faith is not only about what may happen someday. Faith gives you the confidence in the present concerning something you cannot fully see. When God placed faith in your heart for something, it is almost as if He gives you a glimpse of the finished product. He allows you to see a picture of what could become your reality before you experience it. Uh, I say faith is your reality. Faith is now. Faith is when God gives you faith for something, He's giving you a a a glimpse of what's already waiting for you. So now I really want to break this down. So let me explain this through something simple most of us have seen before: a box of cake mix. Imagine walking through the grocery store because you want cake. You know how you say, "He said, I want some cake." You go to the grocery store and you go down the aisle where all the cake boxes are and the cake mix. You go down the baking aisle and pick up a box of cake mix and look at the front. What do you see? You see a beautiful finished cake. You don't see the flour scattered across the counter. You don't see the raw eggs, oil, or empty baking pan. You see the finished product. The picture on a box shows you what the cake is supposed to become, even though you haven't made it yet. That's how faith works. Faith lets you see the finished picture before you experience the finished product. I'm going to say that again. Faith lets you see the finished picture before you experience the finished product. God will sometimes give you a vision before you experience the manifestation of that vision. Mhm. You may see yourself owning a business before the business exits. You may see yourself living in a better home before you have the keys. You may see your family restored before every relationship has been repaired. You may see yourself operating in your purpose before every door has opened. You must understand this. The picture gives you the vision, but it does not remove the process. Yes. So you got the vision, but now there is a process. I want somebody to say process. If you're watching this the replay, put in the chat box process and say faith is now. Put in the chat box faith is now. But now seeing the picture does not mean you can merely enjoy the finished cake. Now, when you open a cake box, the finished cake is not physically inside the box. I'm sure you wish it was, right? Look at that brown chocolate cake. Oh my gosh, I wish the cake just came into it was inside the box when I opened it up, but it's not. You cannot open a box and pull a fully baked cake and begin eating it. But something is inside the box, the cake mix. And this way it gets good. The cake mix is not the finished cake, but it is the substance connected to the finished picture. That cake mix is the evidence that the cake can be produced. Your faith is the faith you have right now in you is the evidence that you can experience it. So look at this. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen yet. The cake is not seen yet, but the mix gives you something to work with. Oh my gosh. Tell somebody, I got something to work with. I don't have everything. I may not have everything I need to work with, but I got something. And all you need is something to work with. That's good. In the same way, your faith may begin with something God has placed in you. A vision, idea, desire, promise, conviction, a sense that God is leading you toward something greater. You may not have the finished product yet, but you have something inside of you that points toward it. So when you get faith for something, you get that faith. That faith is evidence that it is available. That is it is possible for you to experience it. So look at this here. The cake mix is not the finished cake, but it is proof the cake can be made, and faith is the evidence what you cannot see yet. So that's substance. The cake mix is the substance. This is what keeps you this is what keeps you going. When it's a substance. I wrote a book and I tell a story how one day the Lord said I'm gonna buy a brand new car with cash. And eventually I did, but there was a process. But during that process, the whole time during that process, I kept holding on to the fact of what God said. That faith was my substance. It was my evidence. I didn't have the money for the car. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just knew that we were going to do it because I just believe in God's word. If God says it, if God puts it in my spirit, I believe it is it. And if God puts something down in your spirit, you need to learn how to hold on to that and say, well, I don't know how it's going to happen. I just believe it is, because faith is the substance. So faith is not the finished product, but faith gives you evidence that the finished product is possible. However, the cake mix by itself is still not enough. Tell somebody, put in the chat box, say, that's not enough. You still need ingredients. When you buy a box of cake mix, everything you need may not be inside the box. And this is where, this is where you need probably help, guidance, mentorship. You need to learn. You need to go find out more information. You may still need eggs. You may need oil, milk, or butter. You may need a mixing bowl. You may need a baking pan. You may need access to an oven. This teaches us that faith requires preparation. Now you say, well, Pastor Jay, well, Joshua, how? Okay, if I have faith for something, how do I get the ingredients? Well, my experience that when you have faith for something, whatever you have faith for, the ingredients will come. If you really have faith for it, faith will attract everything you need in order to experience the faith that God's placed in your heart. Sometimes God gives you the vision, but you must acquire the resources necessary to walk it out. So, for example, I had a vision of have it right now. I'm working on something of a virtual bowling challenge, and again, I had a vision for it when it first started. Then I need to go find out, how do I make this happen? What technology can I use? And that's what the Bible says. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. And today we have no excuse for lack of knowledge, because we have Google, we have the internet, and God knows we got Chat GPT. So you may have faith for a business, but you still need knowledge, a plan, a customer, and discipline. You may have faith for a better career, but you may still need training, application, resume, or certification. You got to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do in order to get this promotion? You may have faith for better finances, but you still need a budget or better habits or wise decision making. Faith does not mean you ignore what the process requires. Faith gives you confidence to begin gathering what the process requires. I said it again. Faith does not mean you ignore what the process requires. Faith gives you confidence to begin gathering what the process requires. So ask the audience. So what's this? What ingredients are you missing from what you believe God has shown you? What are you missing? What knowledge do you need? What relationship do you need to build? What habits must you develop? What resources must you acquire? Preparation is not a lack of faith. Preparation is part of faith. So again, now you need to get the ingredients. You need to look for the partnerships. You got to go network and go find the relationship that you need to do, and in order to experience what God's placed in your spirit. For example, I wrote a book, and if I believe that I can sell 1 million copies, I now need to go find relationships, maybe with, depending upon the book I wrote, with people that can promote the book and maybe sell the book and get a portion of the book also. Next step is this: follow the instructions. This is good. This is good. Look at this. Having a cake mix and all the ingredients does not automatically produce the cake. So again, you can have the cake mix and you can have all the ingredients, but now you must follow the instructions. I have to give you this. The Bible talks about how when Jesus went to a wedding and they ran out of wine, and Mary, his mother, said, "Okay," said Jesus, "We need more wine." And then Mary told his disciples, who was with Jesus, "Do whatever he tells you to do." In order for you to experience the faith that you have to be willing to follow the instructions of God. So you must measure, you must mix, you must pour, you must bake. You must perform the actions that correspond with the finished product you're expecting. And I'm going to tell you that because you have the faith, you will begin to acquire the products, and then you have the ability to follow the instructions. So this is why James 2:17 says, faith by itself does not work, it's dead. You can have faith, you can see the picture, you can believe it's possible, but you also must take action that agree with what you say you believe. Faith without corresponding action remain inactive. Faith does not eliminate the process. Faith gives you the confidence to begin the process. Because if you don't believe If you don't first believe, if you don't have desire, look at this. If you don't have desire for cake, you're not going to put in the work in to make the cake. What makes you go make the cake and follow the instructions and go look for the ingredients is that you have a desire, you have faith for it. So I may not be experiencing it yet, but I believe it's possible. And you will find it. I mean, when we say how, follow the steps. Seek, and you'll find it. No, ask. A-S-K. Ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and a door will be open to you. Follow those steps, and you will always find whatever you need in order to experience what God's placed in your heart, the faith that God's given you. Now I must look at this. I believe God showed me something. Now I must discover the steps to walk toward it. The question is no longer simply, will it happen? Because guess what? When God gives you faith for something, it has already happened. You're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Now you may have to learn. It may take time for you to figure out the steps, but that's just the process of growth and maturity. So don't get sad about it. That's the process. That's part of the process. What must I do to position myself to experience what I believe? What instructions do I need to follow? What is my next step? What action agrees with my faith? What habit must change? What do I need to stop postponing? So, but even after you follow instructions, the cake still does not instantly appear. Here's the next step. Now, you got to wait for it. You got to wait for it. Go back here. Go back here. There you go. You got to wait for it. After you mix the ingredients and place the cake in the oven, you must now wait. Somebody repeat, wait. Put in the chat box, wait. I'm telling you, you gotta wait. You gotta learn to be patient and just wait. You cannot put the cake into the oven and take it out in 30 seconds and later because you're tired of waiting. Just whatever you do, just understand that it will take time. The challenge is that when you get faith for it, it seems so real. You think it's going to happen it's going to happen tomorrow. You think it's going to happen just that simple. But there is going to be a waiting process. Like, again, once you get the ingredients and you mix the ingredients and pour the cake mix into the baking pan, you got to put the cake and baking pan into the oven with the cake mix in it. And then you got to just wait. Faith means that while you are preparing, working, and waiting, you will continue to believe in the finished picture. And while you're waiting, guess what? You're thinking about, okay, I can't wait until the cake come out. Matter of fact, I want you to look at your wrist. Act like you're looking at the time. Because I'm going to tell you that while you're waiting, just understand that it's coming soon. If you're actually now doing the things that you need to do to correspond with the faith you have, I'm going to tell you that it's coming soon. Look at this. Patient does not mean nothing is happening. Patient means something may be developing that you can't see. When the cake is in the oven, you can't see it changing. You cannot see that it's developing. You can't see that it's growing. But guess what? You are. And look at this. At the same time, while the cake is developing and the cake is growing, you are too. Every second you live on this earth, you're growing. Now the question is, growing into what? Developing into what? So, this is reason. Now, your faith come from faith now to reality. Now we can say the entire journey. Now we can see the entire journey. The picture on the box represents the vision. The mix inside the box represents the substance. The additional ingredients represent the resources in preparation. The following instructions represent corresponding actions. The time in the oven represent patience and development. And the finished cake represent the reality you were believing to experience. Look at this. When it's all done, when a cake has been mixed, put in the oven, and been baked, it's going to come out and say, this looks good. The vision plus substance plus work plus patience leads towards reality. Faith gives you a picture, action moves you through the process, and patience allows you to finish the product to develop. The question you must ask yourself is, what must I do to position myself to experience what I believe? So put that in the chat box. I want you to ask yourself this question. What must I do to experience what I believe? Sometimes and you just you're just in the waiting process. Sometimes you got to keep on meditating on the word of God, keep on claiming it, keep on praying, keep on believing it, keep on speaking it, and just wait. That's a whole different thing again. That's like I have a whole course on how to activate your faith. I mean, it's good. So yeah, so what must I do in order to experience what I believe, what you believe? Not do you believe? What actions agree with my belief? What habits agree with my belief? And who must I become to properly manage what I'm believing for? Now I want to wrap this up here. The challenge is not always having faith. Many people can imagine a better life. Many people can talk about what they believe. Many people can describe the picture on the box. The challenge is learning how to take faith, follow the process, and move toward bringing it into reality. You can see the picture. You have the substance in your hands, but now it's time to gather the ingredients, follow the instructions, do the work, and remain patient through the process. Do not throw away the picture because the process is taking longer than you expected. Do not abandon the vision because you are still gathering ingredients. Do not assume God has forgotten you because the cake is still in the oven. Continue preparing, continue working, continue believing, continue trusting the process. Look at this. Faith gives you the picture. Faith gives you the confidence. Work moves you through the process. And patience allows the finished product to develop. Somebody say, faith is now. If you can, if you're still watching to the end of the video, put in that chat box. Faith is now. I pray you were blessed by this. I'm telling you, if you learn how to apply faith to your real life, it will transform your life forever. So again, once again, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. So the next time we drop a video, you will get a notification and you can watch it. Talk to you soon, and see you next time with Transformed with Joshua Armstrong.